Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul, $1 million deal in the making. Let me counterpunch. No. I think it'll be a big fight. It would, if it happened, the self-promoting skills of Jake Paul versus the star power of a golden Olympian, former two-time unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua in the heavyweight division would be massive. I mean, it would be massive based on the spectacle of it all. I mean, you got Jake Paul, fought Mike Tyson, okay? And we all have mixed feelings about that particular fight, but it did very well on Netflix. I think, Jake wants it in 2026. I think that gives AJ enough time to heal, relax, and then fight another fight that means something, before 2026 comes, right? So I think what we're looking at would be, I think, a case of, it's millions of dollars involved with both fighters, obviously. And, Jake wants, a big opponent. And I think AJ is a targeted opponent that he feels safe with. I'm not sure. I know he's not going to beat AJ. AJ will catch him and knock him out. And I think AJ will probably have a boost from that. So I think in hindsight, since, Floyd pretty much popped the cherry on crossover fights, it was Floyd that did this. Floyd, Money Mayweather did this. Then Tyson Fury with Strowman, and then Francis Ngannou, and then AJ and Francis Ngannou. And then now Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, So it's now merging into each other, okay? And, but $1 billion fight in the making. The only way that it would get that big is Jake Paul has to come on the scene, the heavyweight scene, legitimately, and start kicking some ass in some major players. You know what I mean? Even Mauricio said that he would put him, he would put him in in the top rankings. Why, Right. But anyway, he would have to do something, and then AJ would have to, because if AJ loses again, it doesn't matter anyway. And if you fight him, it damn sure wouldn't be anything close to $1 billion or anything like that, because AJ would then be legitimately labeled as finished. That's 4 losses he has already: the 2 to Usyk, the 1 with Ruiz, and the 1 he recently had with Dubois. If he loses again, that's 5. In this day of age, losses are like demerits. You know what I'm saying? They're like strikes on YouTube. You can't have too many, or you're done. So boxing is the same way. But no, I think, the perception of just asking a question of will this be $1 billion showdown is a way to promote a possible fight between Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua in retrospect, So, now it won't be anything near that, but will it be big? Yeah, because it's actually happening. And if it happens, and whatever happens, I think would catapult both fighters, or both guys, rather, with Jake Paul and, the boxer Anthony Joshua. But you guys tell me what you think about the question asked: will Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, or could Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua be $1 billion fight in the making? Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.